What's up, everybody? It's me, RDV. Yes, the facial hair has changed, but to Joe, it's still the same when he left. Yes, Joe Geek Show is decided to grace us with his presence, something that Captain Frugal hasn't done in ages.
Yeah. Good to be here. Good to be here. Whatever. I got my dinosaur slippers on, so I'm happy.
And do you have your Huggies ready to go in case you need to go to the bathroom?
No huggies here.
Things that Breen and I did not.
Yeah, Jeff, I'm sure you can just pee in those slippers. There appears to be plenty of room there too.
I just noticed the box behind you. That's all.
Just things I did not need to see or know. Okay, guys. You know. Anyway, why is the younger half have their cameras on, and the older half are like, "Fuck this! I don't want to be here."
Wait till you get our age. You won't be in any hurry to show it off either.
I mean, at least your character is appropriate to your age, Breen.
What?
Your character, your icon is appropriate to your real life self.
No,
I just wanted people to see the batarang.
I'm probably 30 years older than Fred was.
Oh,
yeah, portrayed in the show.
You finally got the Keaton batarang on the folds.
Oh yeah, of course.
Yeah, I got it by Walmart. I was at NECA, I think it is, or
yeah, yeah. I picked it up from was it one of the Erosias in Amori City on our last run through.
Nice. Did you get the grappling hook?
No, I'm gonna go back for the grappling hook. They did have a grappling hook because it was this and the grappling hook, or this and the Batman Beyond batarang.
Yeah, well, yeah, the Batman Beyond batarang.
So I had to get the Batman Beyond batarang.
Did you get a red one or a blue one?
Got the blue one.
I don't know why there's a blue one. It's supposed to be red.
Yeah. It's the thing, man.
We went over this a couple weeks ago, and I was just like, I don't understand it, but that's the.
I guess there was like a buddy of mine told me there was like a Batman Beyond comic book or something like that where I guess ink took over, or a character like ink took over like one of the bat suits, and the batarangs in that issue were like blue or something. Or
there only was
like, I don't know.
That was a Jurgens Batman Beyond. It was like in 2008, probably no, 2020 or 19. Anyway, it went for 50 issues and they canceled it. But Terry ends up getting a false character, a villain called Falseface, steals his identity, so he has amnesia. In the meantime, Dick Grayson's daughter, who is returned, and she's an Army military brat, and she knows her dad's in Nightwing, and she's pissed off because she actually wants to do something because Terry's missing, so she decides to steal the suit and becomes the new Batwoman Beyond. But
never read that run.
It was actually good. Jurgens, like I said,
Jurgens.
Yeah.
Are you guys gonna get the Beyond omnibus that's out?
I already bought the compendium. I'm just waiting for it to arrive.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm just waiting for it. I got
$33 in stock trades.
Right now, did you buy anything else to get the in stock? Get the deal?
For that particular one, what was it? Radiant Black Volume 5 that came out. And then I needed the 15th volume of My Hero Academia Vigilantes. And like the Power Rangers Ranger Academy book.
So you made it
I got out of that one. But then the day prior, I ended up purchasing the reprinted Death of Spider-Man, Ultimate Spider-Man Omnibus. So that coming too.
Ronald Oak says he's trying to watch just a State of the Union address. Let me see your time.
And why would we already know what he's going to say?
That's Joe. There's his address, or he's going to have the Sith banners behind him like he did last year, where he's the Emperor.
He's going to say that Trump's a threat to democracy. He's going to push abortion. He's going to not mention Lake and Riley.
No, sorry, that's way too coherent. It's Trump is going to be a dictator. Foothills of the Himalayas with Xi Jinping.
I said that to a translator.
Apparently he said about how they translate this, because I said he's incoherent, but apparently he blamed the Republicans for the border situation.
Yeah,
I feel sorry.
I heard about that.
That's smart. That's smart politics, though. because
I
half
feel
the
sorry for
country.
the sign language people. They're like, okay, screw it, I give up.
You know what I'd like to here's my impression of someone doing sign language in a Biden speech.
No,
I'm out.
you know what they're doing? Because they don't understand what they had. They're just drinking. They're done.
Anyway, if our audience wanted to cared about State of the Union, they'd be watching that instead of this.
Yeah, I mean, why listen
Ron,
to that Joe
good.
speak when you can listen to this Joe speak? What's up?
Hey, everybody, meet you over at the State of the Union. Let's go.
I got a State of the Union right here.
It's
all right.
That was disturbing.
I don't know, but we got 12 views or 12 consistent viewers right now, and a random Zach.
Yeah, what's up?
Wait, you only show faster when Joe's here?
No, Bible study was canceled tonight.
Yeah,
So
Joe's here. You canceled it yourself.
no, I got the call a few hours ago. I'm home. I thought I would have time to go out and grab something to eat.
From God?
I was a little bit late. Wait, what?
You said you got the call.
No, no, I got a phone call from our leader.
Zach,
Our leader.
Zach, it was through the bush, right? Through the burning bush. Is that how you got it?
This is your conscience speaking.
It does not sound like RDV if it's my conscience. Yet.
This is your conscience speaking. Run away. Sorry, because you did the Mickey Mouse thing or Sonic.
Yeah,
So
I'm never doing that again.
Well, I know you weren't there.
No, I was last Monday.
I know, but you weren't there this Monday.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Consistency is the key.
That's true.
to
That's
life,
true.
son.
I get that. Thanks,
Yeah.
Pa.
You're welcome, son.
All right.
Can we talk about some comical books now?
Can we please?
And that way I won't make fun of the fact that there are two ball caps here. Neither one of them are representing any sports teams.
Absolutely. Let's get ready for the RDV Power Hour.
All right, on number 10 of the week. Bottom of the list.
Yeah, you got 10 books?
Yeah.
God, man.
Plus a nice back issue. That's the first appearance. Well, not a first appearance, but first.
I did say Power Hour.
Anyway,
A lot.
so I'm not going to go through these. I'm just going to say this was a nothing burger. Advances the plot, and then especially after waiting a few months for it to come back, and it's kind of annoying. So, all right.
Wasn't Void Rivals? Didn't that used to be way up on your list?
I know, that's like his favorite book. He like gushed
Yeah.
over it.
Number 9, which beat it out this week, was Doctor Strange, number 13. And basically, they're stuck in some kind of like RPG game. And he recruits Black Widow, Hunter's Moon, Taskmaster, and they basically
Black Cat.
The Black Cat as well. And they basically form basically like Heroes Alliance because in order, because they said when it comes to board games, RPGs, there's only one particular one, and that's where they don't know who created it, but they have to basically, it's called Collabrium or Collaborum.
Good God.
So he's basically forced to play this.
What happened to the interior art?
That cover was awesome. I would have opened that up. And
The cover was really cool looking. Yeah.
Do you know why? Because that's an Alex Ross cover.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
know it's an Alex Ross cover, but what happened to the interior?
It's Pascal Ferry.
It's not Alex Ross.
What?
It's not Alex Ross.
Didn't
Clearly.
Pascal Ferry used to have some talent.
Yeah, I think it's the inker.
What?
It's got to be
They
the
don't have
inker, yeah.
inkers.
Well, the anchor for this is Heather Moore. Or no, hold on. Wait, there is no anchor. So I can't
That
change
explains
something.
it.
Wow.
But
Dang, that's
anyway,
rough.
basically he recruits all of them, and they're forced to go through this thing, and they find out at the end that it's actually Baron Mordo is the villain.
Interesting.
He's basically got a hold of this cursed board game, and he's forcing these kids to play just so he could basically be in control. But
Should have been arcade that got like magical powers or something.
Remember when
That'd have
mystical
been
villains
fun.
had
Yeah.
loftier ambitions than making kids play cursed
But-
board
But
games?
what makes up for this story, we kind of like that, is the fact that Taskmaster is just having fun, just killing things.
See, but the problem is Next month, Taskmaster will be in the Squirrel Girl 4th of July special.
Yeah, and you know what? I
4th
don't
of
give a
July
shit.
special in March.
I wouldn't read Squirrel Girl if it was the original design. She was a boring character.
Squirrel Girl was not a boring character. You shut your whore mouth.
Wow. Don't go nuts there, bro.
I like Squirrel Girl.
Yeah.
That's a shame though about that because that Doctor Strange book did look interesting to me.
I'm gonna say the people who like Squirrel Girl, the girls, if they saw that they thought the AT&T girl was gonna be Squirrel Girl, then they're like, "Oh, we're fans."
Yeah,
I was reading Squirrel Girl way before then, Mister.
Well, didn't the AT&T girl play Squirrel Girl in like an animated show or something?
No,
like that?
she was supposed to
voiced
be in
I think
the
she
new
voiced
Warriors
she
show.
voiced her. Yeah.
Yeah,
But then she was
Yeah,
supposed
she-
to do it in live action.
supposed to. Yeah, but she got to voice her instead.
Yeah. But we were robbed.
No, I'm just all I meant by that was there are a handful of characters that every writer, good or bad, just uses for everything. It's like if he thought of the Rhino first, it would have been the Rhino.
Yeah.
Because
But like I said, I enjoyed it, and that's what's important here.
that's all that matters.
There you go.
You.
Yeah.
The rest
Yeah,
of
you
us
like
are
the
free to
comics.
criticize the fuck
It
out
was
of it.
worth it. guys. There you go.
Hey, it's not
What?
Ryan North.
Hey,
So leave me
hey,
alone.
Hey, his Fantastic Four is still decent.
no.
I'll stand by that. Dang it.
God,
And Marani, it is kind of like Doctor Strange meets Jumanji. So
And I'm still wondering what Lisa Murkowski would have to do with any of this stuff. You were talking about a rhino, so you know.
I'm just waiting for you to get better jokes.
God.
When's that
Oh
gonna happen?
God.
You're going to be waiting a long time. Don't hold your breath on that. by the
I
way.
get learn from Zach. He's got better, worse jokes than you.
at least, at least
Better or worse
Isn't
jokes?
that Rhino from your state?
Unfortunately, we've been trying to get her out of there for a long time.
Fuck off. I've got Mitch McConnell in my state. Mic drop. I win.
Okay.
Oh,
Doesn't
jeez.
get any worse than that.
I don't know. Susan Collins, maybe.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 8, which is Shazam.
Wow, that's really low on the list for you.
Because the Creeper is such a really weird character, and it is kind of pulled down the story for me. It's just there's a guy that he has Shadow. He's called Shadow Thief. He has powers. Takes these people in the train hostage, and the whole situation with Billy being interviewed by the Creeper because the Creeper knows his secret and wants to use him for a team up. And it's just a weird thing. The art's good.
Mr. Silver Age Love over here doesn't like the Creeper.
I've
That's
never liked the
crazy.
Creeper.
That's crazy to me.
Marania is the Creeper fan.
That's bonkers to me.
And
So,
some
like,
people might actually just call me.
The art was good though. I did like the art.
The art was good. It just kind of felt like and we only have like what 2 more issues supposedly, or as he's continuing, but still, it's like I don't know, man. And then of course at the end we get the only thing that really made me laugh was at the end because Jack Ryder on a show called the Metamorpho, a souffle face, so he basically decides to jump down like a bucket of water onto him and splash him at the end. So I was like, okay, but number 10, that's supposed to be Josie Campbell. So I'm kind of jumping off now.
Wait a second. And you didn't like Shadow Thief?
No.
You like some guy named Shadow Thief. Like you didn't watch Stargirl.
It's called Shade, not Shadow Thief. Totally different character, different powers.
Why are there... No, this is the same power. They're both shadowy people.
No. Shadowy. No. Go watch it. And go re-raid Starman, the 90s. The Power Shazam. What do we got there?
47 issues if you need to scratch your Shazam itch.
I will be. With the Ordway on there? Nice.
I think he wrote every issue.
That's cool.
And I said, I actually like this version a lot.
Who's the robot, though?
It's Mr. Adam.
Find out.
You. It says it right there.
The Atom.
Mr. Adam.
Mr. Adam.
All right.
Up and Adam.
Mr. Owl. That's what I think of. All right. Number 7 for the week was Ultimate X-Men. Which if you've already read it, if you've watched any reviews at all lately, I'm not. I'm just going to say it's new, but also basically most people complain because it's called Ultimate X-Men, but it's only focused on armor right now, and a thief that looks like the Shadow King. The other thing is that if you're opening this up to see, if you don't know Peach Momoko's style, she does manga, pretty much manga style. Mm-hmm. So you're gonna get like a manga-esque, kind of book, Western manga. And I thought it was actually a pretty decent story, but as an X-Men story, it kind of doesn't fit. But then I thought again, this is supposed to be an Elseworld. This is not the main universe, so I can give it more of a little of a pass this way. Basically, someone, a friend that basically committed suicide. Is being bullied. She didn't step in. She feels guilty. This Stark figure basically starts harassing her, which we're led to believe is the Shadow King, according to League of Legends.
League of Comic Geeks.
Sorry, League of Comic Geeks. Sorry.
I say, what are you playing?
But artwork I like it's pretty decent for being if she's going with this. She's going with the manga. I did not see any self-insert people were complaining about. So.
Well, in fairness, she pretty much came out and said that's what she intended to do.
Like I said, yeah. And then again, I don't know Armor. I didn't read her when she was in the main universe. So if she did
made
change
great hot dogs back in the day.
Yeah. Right?
Fat kids loved them. So did skinny kids.
Yeah. So like I said.
I mean, it's an interesting style, but yeah, for X-Men, that just did not work for me.
Yeah. So like I said, before I judge it more, because it's called X-Men, I'm gonna wait to the second issue and see what happens, because we're supposed to have another person popping in here next issue, and there's supposed to be a reference to I guess her favorite hero, or being an African queen, who we will know in this universe is actually Storm. They don't call her Storm. Her name's Aurora. So basically, it's gonna tie into Black Panther, Ultimate Black Panther. So if you're reading that. But like I said, it felt more like reading a manga out of nowhere. So kind of
keep it out of Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I don't want anything interfering with that, because I don't want to have to read anything else.
Right.
And I didn't know that she wrote that, or it was going to be like that. I didn't check inside.
Yeah.
So when I got home, I was just like, oh.
Well, that's your mistake. You never open up books. I always open up books.
Oh, I did. I did on the other side, on the Independence. I opened one up. And said, okay,
you never open up books. I think that's LeBron James syndrome.
Yes. And also flopping. But,
don't know about that. But anyway, going to number 6 is Pineapple Merrimack by Kyle Starks and Fran Gillen.
Why so low?
Why so low? Because I have 5. Because I have 5 other books before it that are better. So good series. Now this kind of felt like a filler issue again for me. After we get the drop here, it's basically them going into. I mean, we get to see a more origin story about before she moved away. Becoming when she was a cop. Witnessing murder. She tried everything. Medication, psychology. No matter what, she keeps throwing up whenever it comes to looking at dead bodies. And she basically has to pinch herself. But we also get to see where she basically comes home, talks to her boyfriend, or I guess there's no rings, so I don't know if they're married yet. But basically, she tells him, "I'm gonna be quitting my job and moving back to my home state." And he says, "You are my home. I'll go with you wherever." So it is really good on that. I love that.
Aww.
Yes.
Zach, are you reading this book?
Probably
no,
not.
my shop has not been getting it. I'm gonna wait for the trade to come out.
So why didn't you tell them to order it?
Because I didn't get around to it.
Because you didn't care.
Why are you judging?
I'm not judging. I'm stating facts, bro.
I'm judging.
But no, there's a reason why Zach was afraid to get it, because they talk about one of the cases. The sex cult turned out to be she walked in on a furry orgy.
What?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was one of the past cases, but yeah. But I won't say more about this, because I want Zach to get the whole enchilada when he gets this, not just this like a little bit. But anyway, like I said, it felt kind of like too little bit of information. It was great for the past issue, but as far as for advancing the plot, it did a little bit at the end.
They did find out exactly what they were dealing with.
Yeah, at the end,
and how just absolutely over their heads they are.
Yeah, But I mean, as far as the whole going back to how they meet stuff, I really didn't need to know that. I kind of assumed that they were just happy, relationship, But I don't know. Maybe that would have been better as a separate story or spinoff. But alrighty, now to my top 5. All right, number 5 for this week is actually Turtles. Been having fun with this. These are the writers that are writing the IDW Ghostbusters, Eric Burnham and Dan Schoening. What you see in the cover is what you get inside as far as the artwork goes. Then I'm finding that basically there's 2 swords, basically the ancient swords. One that one that Shredder made. They basically can cut into time and basically bring forth objects through time. So he's going to bring back. He's like, I'm not bringing back the original Technodrome, which is trapped in Dimension X. He's going to bring in one from the future. But of course, the Turtles arrive because they put together the old sword with super glue, and it somehow still works because this is turtle logic. I love it. Saturday morning cartoons. They show up, and then we get a reference to all the different video games, the different foot troopers. I thought that was really cool. Like I said, if you're not reading this series and you're reading the Turtles that's going on right now, which has like the best of Jenica came out this week or whatever it was, or whatever, it's you should be getting this. This is much more up your alley anyway. But more fun. I love it. And look, Zach, My Little Pony. Grab your flippers and gills. The sea ponies are swimming to the first.
Why would that apply? Why would you think of me? Why would that apply to me?
You know why, Zach. I've seen the videos. All right. My number 4 for this week was Red Light. Really loving this. This is through Amy Cho. Not related to any Frank Cho whatsoever. But Breen, do you still get this book?
I dropped it.
Basically, she got somebody, one of her lovers, because she's an AI robot that was, well, from what we learned, it's basically modeled after this main guy who owns her after his dead wife, I guess, or ex-lover. She ends up convincing she works in a brothel. She ends up convincing one of her lovers. Oliver escaped last issue, so that she finds this girl named Lacey, takes her with her, realizes she's a human. They go to this guy's pad. As she goes through there, she's just basically like a robot discovering life. All the people, all the things, the bright sides of life. She runs into other AI characters at this casino, and she kind of starts feeling guilty. Then she sees like these people are betting on these robots. They're all fought, and then but she never knew. She heard of it, but she never knew that they fought to the death. So she kind of feels remorse. It's kind of like leading up to the Matrix. Like the robots getting ready to revolt, because I don't know what's going on with this, but she realizes that there are good humans and bad humans, and not a lot of cheesecake, but like but basically we're learning more about the guy who basically helped her, and he's like, the guy who wants her back is the black hair one, and the blonde is the one who helped her escape. He's being tortured, and well, they start cutting things off. And they kind of go away from that. But she ends up changing her look. You get a glimpse of him looking at his picture of his wife. And that's down there. That's the AI robot. Basically dyed her hair, cut it. And he hires a basic hitman to come get her. He's able to break into the club, kill a few guys, and yeah. So basically now she's left in a cliffhanger. She can be able to get out of there with Lacey, or end up, being recaptured again. And it's 3 of 4. So there's only one more issue left. That was done. Like I said, I thought it was done pretty well for.
That's one of those books we get a week late anyway, so I couldn't have gotten that even if I was still reading it.
Yeah, like I said, it was kind of a fun issue, but there are 3 books that are better than that, and one of them I almost passed up on it. My People. Now. It threw me off because it had Barry Gifford on there, but then I saw Chris Condon. This is the one that Breen talked about to me on.
Barry Gifford wrote the book that it's adapted.
Yeah. I did not know that. I thought that was a co-writer.
I mentioned that.
Yeah. Well, I'm just saying when I first saw it the first time, that Tuesday night, I thought maybe it was like this, like, oh, excuse Condon's doing this, because I know Condon was going to be working with the EC stuff too as well. But
I didn't know that.
Yes, he's going to be having some stories with the EC comic revival. But
that's right. Oni did this book, didn't they?
This is Oni Press.
Yeah. Wow.
So decent art in here too. Disturbing though, because I suppose it's supposed to be two girls, but I thought it was a transgender dude and a little feminine boy.
That turns out they just met in prison.
Yeah. And Kate McKinnon and some dude in drag. But then basically well, I'll just say this: they started their own cult. They have their own Bible now, and they basically said like all men need to die because they're all sinners. They're and they believe that God is a woman. So they kidnapped this dude. Yeah, it just gets a little gory and all, but it's. Dude, I can't help it. The guy kind of looks like Mr. Terrific a little bit. Or what's the guy's name from Big Game? He was Prodigy.
Thomas Elliott, I think.
Thomas Elliott.
That's how Lucius used to look too.
Yeah,
in the 80s.
That's what I was sort of thinking. He looked a little bit like Lucius.
So they got him strapped in there, and they're preaching him stuff, and all of a sudden they hear this, we get to see over here. We see this dogs hunting stuff. They're attacking a boar, a Rottweilers or something like that. And so that comes into play. And while they're kind of like interrogating the guy, basically these bikers show up outside the window, and they're like, "Oh, we'll stay here for the night. Let's go up there." And yeah, she just shoots him in the head. One of them manages to escape. And as you know, has basically most crime books get. He's only guys before they're hunting. He lands in front of them in a bike. The dogs jump out, and the dogs just tear him apart. So they can't, it was very, very, very hardcore. I guess more. I'm trying to think is not Brubaker level, but I mean, kind of remind me of something like if Fatale or something like that. How everyone's connected. And this is bitter ending, so I don't know how this is gonna end. But like I say, it's this was the I believe cover I got was
it's weird because
Joel Jones cover.
They got I didn't see that in my shop, or I might have picked that up.
Yeah,
they got caught at the end of the issue, so I don't know where they're going from there. I didn't notice until I read it the second time. The last panel before the last page. You can see the cop with the lights approaching him. Then you hear the news story the next day. So I have no idea where this is going.
Yeah, you see right here. You see the lights.
It is absolutely batshit crazy.
So yeah, I don't know, man. But this is the cover for issue 2. So
that reminds me of our mosquitoes up here.
What do you mean? Like, you got them thought up there. They're from the ice age by you, bro. You're by icebergs. The North Pole. The mosquitoes here don't survive the winter. They don't even, they're like snow. They're like, they fly on through the snow.
I know what 2 and 1 are. I just don't know what order.
Yeah. What's up, Kevin Metzger? He's saying I think it's going to a different story.
I think the big one is number 1.
I hope it's all connected, though. Like I said, I don't want to be like, where, and that's one and done. We don't see those characters again. I want to have continuing. Like a little subplot, because I want to know more about the lawyer and stuff. He managed to, get away and stuff, but you see him driving at the end. I want to know like there's something else happened to him because he seems like a sleazy lawyer.
Yeah, but it's just like most of the characters are either dead or now incarcerated. So I'm just gonna be interested to see if Thelma and Louise, the ugly version, get out.
Yeah. Harry and Kate McKinnon.
Yeah.
Harriet. Yeah.
And sleazy lawyer, isn't that a little like redundant?
No, Roller's not a sleazy lawyer.
Well,
at least not outwardly. I mean, we know.
No, but
now, he was leering at the hot chick in the dress, but then again, that just means he has a pulse. and he's not a modern DC character.
Yes. This hot babe, basically, hot woman wants to. She wants to divorce her husband. She has kids, and talking about you walk away with a sweet deal. He's got he's got a lot of this money. He had 2 jobs and all, earning stuff. Last year and stuff. Like, and she kind of makes a pass at him. And he kind of kind of looks back. Yeah, like you said, it's like.
If you believe in foreshadowing, the guy at that really sparsely stocked general store buys lifesavers.
Yes,
and they're laying on the ground when the 2 lesbos drive off with him. So
there also is one guy who seems to be writing a book or something like that. He ends up getting laid, and that's all I know about his story.
And then killed.
Was that the guy that got killed?
She smothers him afterwards.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, I forgot about it. She did smother him.
Yeah, them writers, they get all the tail action.
Like I said, this is a tough book to live through if you're a character in it.
Especially, and it's like Misery. He had you're. I thought you were related to the other Douglas, and he's just just seeing things. Oh, it's just like she wouldn't leave him on the plane. He's just getting angry, and then he said he does eventually meet up with the girl at the diner. And she's like, you screw. And he's like, what? And next thing you know, they're having sex, and then she smothers him. Yeah. So I was like, what the hell? So I don't know, man. I don't know. Maybe she's part of that group.
I doubt it. I just think these are supposed,
one and dones.
Something will bring whoever's still alive together
like,
at some point. But
yeah, they'll all end up in a hell. All right. Number 2 this week is Superman 78.
I was right.
Okay.
Congratulations.
Is this your number 2 as well?
No. Breen said he knew what your number 1 and number 2 were. He just didn't know what order. I said the big one is going to be number 1.
Well, of course. Big one being the latest Batman. Right?
Spoilers.
Is it?
Yes.
All right. I've been doing spoilers online. I've been showing the books, bro. Anyway, so number 2 or I guess my number 2 book is obviously Superman 78. Number 5, Lex Luthor's brought in to basically learn more about this armor. The Colonel learns more about, or is he Colonel Lane or is it General Lane? General Lane, right?
He's a general.
Yeah. Learns more about his daughter. Basically, she's knocking boots with the Kryptonian. And he gets kind of screamed out about that, as he would. And Lex shows up in a limousine with girls.
And for a great new rate, he went to the general and saved some time.
And they learn more about how Lex thought he was selling it to. Basically, Lex sold the suit that he built, but he thought it was going to one of the army guys. But turns out it was actually a Russian KGB spy. We also learned that he actually has superhuman strength outside of the suit now. And he kind of upset, And then we get, hey, Amanda Waller's getting fatter every time I see her in these photos. But that's something else. But yeah, artwork's pretty good. Like I said, I've been liking it. Not sure where the story is going, but obviously it's going to come to another confrontation with Superman showing up in Russia and scaring the piss out of people. People think he's a demon.
Russian propaganda.
Right.
I think we know where it's going. The final confrontation with Metallo.
Something like. But after that, though, I mean,
there's only one more issue.
Is there only one issue left? Son of a. Why can't we get at least 12? I'm thinking these 6 issues.
Well, we did if you count the 2 together.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. Just Superman's going to end up going there, and then of course Batman First Night, which is starring Nicolas Cage.
You know what was really cool about that page? I'm reading a book that I got with an advertisement for a book that I got.
Yeah.
And not one of their god-awful trash books.
Like the next page?
Yes.
Dream Team with Dreamer, the gay Dreamer.
Yeah, because that's who I think of when I think of the Suicide Squad.
Wait,
here's the thing.
There's a gay character in DC?
Here's the thing, though.
That's a surprise.
Dreamer is in a Suicide Squad book. There is no way on God's green earth they would even think about killing that character off.
So the good thing is that you turn the next page, and then hey, there's a book I'm reading too. So. The guest artist is going to be Steve Pugh, who is Steve Pugh. Ever heard of that? Oversized Anniversary Edition.
He's been around forever.
All right. And then there's Batman 145. Or Hush, if you prefer.
I prefer not to read it.
Me too. That's why, because my number one is actually in this book here. The same one that I showed off last night. If Zach had been watching the Fossils, but Zach...
I did watch the Fossils, actually. I caught it on the replay. I heard those jokes. Yeah.
Well, isn't it nice to know that you're immortal?
Yeah, it's nice to know a bunch of senior citizens out there think I'm a racist.
Well, I don't know if they think. They might be convinced. I don't know. But, dear God, how beautiful is it? And for a magazine Black Label book, that's the opening page. And no, I'm not praising Hitler. But I mean, like, everything about this, I love this. Because I originally heard that, it's going to be like a modern take on, like, one of the original first issues storylines. And I was just like, who's writing it? That's Jen Durgan's like, okay, it might not be actually as bad. And I just love it. Late 30s, 1940s. Gotham, man, it's like watching Rear Window.
And that may be the best work Mike Perkins has ever done.
Yes, Mike Perkins arting here.
Mike Perkins to me is kind of like it reminds me a lot of Steve Epting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I can see it.
Look at that.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I hadn't even know what it was at first. I thought maybe that's Harley Quinn adaptation, if Harley Quinn's in this or not. But
you'll know if Harley shows up because it'll be my last issue.
I don't know, man. Like I said, Bruce takes him for a ride in his car. It's nice, which is a nice sports wheel. Nobody likes it. Nobody likes Bruce Wayne because he's the rich boy. He doesn't spend his money though. He's conservative. There's also the Batman. No one's ever seen him, but all the things. Oh, he's got wings. He's a monster. Of course, Bruce drives his sports car to drop Gordon off at the police station. He goes in his little hangar he has, and what's in the trunk here? The Batman suit. He just leaves it in the back of the trunk car. And then we get the mayor being attacked because someone's going around and killing all the councilmen. He's grotesque guy.
They did take it back to the way it was because he did have a red, really big car, and he kept his stuff in the trunk and all that stuff. So they're taking it back to the way it used to be.
I know, but it's like it's just like, hey, what's this? I can see the Robins find the costumes, but look at that. That's cool. Crashes through the window, fights the guys. Actually used the knife to stab one of the guys in the arm. That was something new. I'm like, he's gonna pick up a gun. He's gonna pick up a gun. And this book is affordable. I got the $7 one, which is the basic the variant. I think they're both $7, no matter which one you get. But yeah, fantastic art. All goes down to Arkham City. Basically, someone's going around and murdering people.
Arkham City.
Yeah, basically an Arkham over in
Asylum.
Arkham. I know. I want to see the city though because it's been a while. But I love this because this introduces a character into Bruce's life. That it's been a while since he's been around. Maybe 52.
Julie Madison was his first girlfriend in 1939 or 1940.
And did not know that Bruce was Batman. She was engaged to him, actually.
And she popped up again in World's Finest 247. She was about to marry a king or a prince in a Bob Haney story. There's your backstory, kids.
Yeah, Sir Martin Brock. I had no idea who it was, but he's an important character. But Julia Madison, I knew right away.
I don't know if Brock was from the old stories or not, honestly.
No, but like I said, fantastic art. Just Commissioner Gordon and Batman meeting for the first time. I love he does the Nosferatu. How he hides his face, his chin. especially when they're in the right here. You see him? He's like, he's just talking. I was like, I forgot about that. He did that in the old serials. He just like director, like, oh, don't look at me. But it has a shocking ending. It has to do with Gotham's basically punishment for criminals. They're giving them the chair, and Bruce is kind of tying in that maybe these monsters are related to what's going on. People are dying in the electric chair because the prints they got off of one of these guys, the mutate ones, says he's been dead for a while.
Yeah, apparently they're reanimating corpses to go do these killings, and that's why he saved the guy.
And of course, just can't resist. That's how it ends. We continued.
Consider Democrats around election time.
Unless he's dead.
Dead bodies.
It gets reanimated.
Yeah, zombie Batman.
Oh my gosh, it'd be awesome.
He rips Commissioner Gordon's head off.
I guess Gordon will never get ahead in life.
No. Zach, tell me you got that at least.
I got it.
Not the joke, the book.
No, I got both.
Okay.
But other things that came out this week.
There was no joke. Just
The other thing that came out this week was The Walking Dead. It got the connecting cover. This is the original cover in the back. This is issue number 84. So we're more than halfway through.
No, we're not. It went to 193.
I know.
That's not.
It feels like you're going there. It almost seems like they're releasing them every once a week now. But we'll get there soon. All right, facsimile of the week, because I couldn't resist the backup girl story, and it's also only $4. It's not $6, complete with ads. Zach, do you know what this is?
It's a facsimile.
Do you know what the significance of this issue is?
Yeah, you told me. It's the first issue of Talia al Ghul, a character that I really don't have any connection to or care for.
They get because she's not white.
No, has nothing to do with it. I like Vicky Vale more.
It's a matter of taste, then, right?
It's a matter of taste, exactly.
Yeah,
I have it.
Sure you do, kid.
And he doesn't care. And else he said he doesn't care for Batgirl either.
Barbara Gordon? Nah. Stephanie Brown? Yes.
Stephanie Brown was never Batgirl.
Yes, she was.
No, she wasn't. She's always be spoiler. Nothing else.
Actually, that Batgirl run in 2009 was excellent, and she probably should have stayed Batgirl. Gale, you bitch. Yeah.
So Batman and another guy are fighting over the end of this because since you never read this, I'm going to tell you that they're fighting over. One guy had to catch a train. Literally caught a train, just like the guy from Marvel. All right, though. There's one thing that Zach probably hasn't seen unless he checks my Twitter feed. My score of the week.
Yo, that just took me back to 12 years old right there.
Yep. Very first issue of his series. First series going on. Very first issue. Nice story, man. I like it. Just going to the ads at the back of this is fun. It's back when Sally, introduced all the characters. So I was amazed to get it for a nice cheap price, but also having the nice bright colors and everything's in there, including the cutout bumper stickers they'd have. There's like those sections you cut out and you can tape them to your parents' car, like bumper stickers, but they're like this newsprint though. That's not gonna last. Coming off. Imagine the tape on the car. I used the duct tape, Dad. Yeah.
Zach, did you hear when you were watching last night that what Venkman paid for that was what I paid for Amazing Spider-Man 1 the first time I bought it? But to give you an idea of how much has changed in 40 years.
That is crazy. That is wild.
Yep, $70. They had another one there. Another one.
Absolutely. Well, it's because the movies are doing so well right now.
Yeah.
I think that probably would be a large factor why.
Yeah. But that's all I get for this week. Unless you want to count that I got my James Bond book. So
Zach, since you're the only one showing your smiling visage, I guess that makes you next.
My smiling visage. Okay.
Visage.
Sure.
Yeah, I learned big
Visage.
words. I learned big words reading comic books. Remember, read your comics. They make you smart.
They make you smart. See, he
No,
just
that's you went in the other direction. That's Iggy Pop's outro.
Oh, okay.
The guy that was on last night.
Yeah, the guy with the bell.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know who most of those guys are. I watched the Fossil show a lot more than I get credit for, I feel. Anyway, how many books do I have here? I have 1, 2, 3, 4. I actually have 6 books this week. I went a little over budget, but I was okay because the amount of good ones were worth it. So bottom of the list, I actually do kind of agree with Bankman on this one. This is Void Rivals number 7. I like this series a lot too. This one is a very exposition heavy story though. Just kind of kicks off the new story arc. I do like this new bad guy, the guy on the cover. I'm calling him the Mandalorian with a long bow. He's got a really cool look to him. But fun story. I'm excited to see how it goes. Didn't get a whole lot of the 2 main characters in this one, so that was kind of a little bit of a letdown. But they also announced 2 new Skybound G.I. Joe miniseries coming out later this year, so I'm gonna let them slide. Okay. You hear about that? We're getting a Destro and a Scarlet miniseries. So I didn't know if
I'm saying for Scarlet. Destro, not so much.
Destro, dude, I think Destro could be pretty cool.
Destro
was always, in my opinion, Destro was always the coolest looking.
You know what's gonna be? It's gonna be as cringe as the Christopher Eklund. You want to see how I got this face? They put him.
I don't think he didn't get the face until the very end of the movie, though.
Yeah, but I'm like,
The important thing is, that's 2 more books for people that actually like comics, and not who's going to have their sexuality retconned this month.
This is true.
What's up, Eloise?
Alrighty.
And, just in case people forgot, we do. If you noticed, we do have super chats available now on the channel because we actually got enough watch time from all you lovely people. So if you want to donate, you're more than welcome to.
Yeah, but Zach mentioned something about paying to insult him, and I'm not going to pay for something I've been doing for free for years. I'm sorry, I'm just not.
You get the exception, Breen, because you actually appear on screen. You know. But anyway, okay. I told RDV this. I said I may have an apple coming my way, and I'm about to take it with humility.
Hold on, let me get ready. All right, I'm set.
Okay, if you're gonna say I'm gonna take it, you can't expect us not to make.
I just want to point out Zach's next book is.
It's from the same writer who wrote his Doctor Strange book, so he got a mid book too. Don't make it seem like I'm the only one who gets mid books.
So you're saying it's a midway?
Except mine had better interior art, though. I will say that. Mine had far better.
That was a midway.
I picked up Avengers issue number 11. How come we couldn't show this when he was showing Doctor Strange? Because he holds the key. That's why.
Pay me money and I will do it.
He sits on his throne. If you guys think that RDV deserves an apple for his Doctor Strange book, put a 1 in the chat.
This is a throne? Man,
he wants to keep the Zach down.
All right, look. All joking aside, look, it's not a great Avengers run. I did enjoy the story, though. Aloise,
we all are Aloise. We're all
same. So basically, what happens? This is after the Avengers fight these older god villains they've been fighting for 10 issues.
Yeah.
So Jarvis shows up to the Avengers' new headquarters, which is like this floating in space city, like with AI intelligence. So Jarvis shows up. I will say this part was kind of cool. There was a guy, I forgot his name. He was a guy from Avengers issue number 201 in the Wayback Machine. No, not Korvac. He was like a normal guy.
Oh. The guy he boxed?
Yeah, the guy he had like red hair.
He was the bully that Jarvis beat up at the end during the issue.
Yes. So in that issue, yeah, Jarvis kind of teaches him a lesson back in issue 201. So he shows up again in this issue, now Jarvis has kind of like inspired him to go straight and turn away from being a bully and everything. So he's actually working for Jarvis as like a junior butler or a butler apprentice. So I thought that was a really cool little storytelling device. What happens though is the Mad Thinker is the big villain here. He's trying to get inside information to find out about the Avengers' new headquarters. So he puts some 10 particle shrunken plastic multiplying robots inside someone's stomach. They get into the city, they throw up, and the Avengers have to fight these robots. It was a fun issue.
Okay,
I'm not gonna lie, I had fun with it.
I like that somebody remembered an obscure passage.
Yeah,
from just another Avengers book. I'll give them credit for that.
They even had. I'm gonna find it here. Hang on.
But
I want to point out that this isn't the first time he's done this. He's done it in Doctor Strange. He's been pulling all these older characters out of the woodworks.
However, I saw Flurkin in the bottom right-hand corner.
There we go. You can't really see it's blurry. It says Avengers 201. Wait, what Flurkin?
The cat in the bottom right-hand corner.
Oh yeah. That has no. There's no.
Yeah, I know that's just so marvelous.
I really don't know how that got in there. Why that's in there?
Yeah,
really, you don't see a whole lot of them. So, the two Avengers that probably get them. Iron Man gets some screen time. There's like a little exchange between Wanda and Vision about how they're both single. And
so I have a theory as why the cat showed up in that cover right there because same way Bats showed up in the Doctor Strange book, the Ghost Dog. I guess he just has a soft spot for animals. But then again,
he doesn't draw the covers though.
Well, yeah. So maybe, like I said, maybe whoever drew the cover likes animals. I don't know.
But yeah, it was an alright issue. It kind of makes me want to go back and see what else he's been doing. And if he makes Mad Thinker a serious villain again, that would actually be pretty cool to see.
It's just funny because you're like, I got another book, and I'm thinking like, I didn't even look at your list, yet. I mean, I was going to, and you said, oh, it's another one. I'm thinking like, I'm going through the new comic book list. I'm like, what is Zach would get? That's not, and I was like, Jarvis, you're a simp for Jarvis.
I like Jarvis.
I know.
Look, Jarvis and Alfred, who's still alive? Riddle me that.
Anyway. Who's been in more books? Jarvis. Probably not.
Yeah, probably. I don't know. Between Avengers and Iron Man,
all time.
Yeah.
All time close. Alfred. 3-1. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Okay. So this is my halfway book right here. This is number what? 3 on my list. This is Ultimate X-Men number 1. The art. Okay, so I think it was LK that said this is the most manga that a Western comic book has ever gone. I got to agree with them. It is very, very manga-esque, which is Peach Momoko. It takes place in Japan. I'd be surprised if it wasn't.
It's more of a somber story, though. It's not
very somber. It's not like a shonen manga. It's more like Death Note or something, like especially with the Shadow King guy, like the way they changed the lettering and everything for him. I really dug that, actually. I thought that was pretty cool. But I liked it though. I like the story. It's this little teenage girl in middle school or in high school Japan. She discovers she's got the superpower of the armor. RDV said she had a friend that was killed. It kind of does dive into some of like the darker parts of like, she goes up in the forest, and I was like, oh yeah, there's that forest in Japan where people will just go and,
suicide,
self-delete. Yeah. So it was interesting though. I don't think it was as good. It wasn't as enticing as Ultimate Spider-Man was.
It's the weakest of all 3 of them.
It's definitely got it's got me interested though. I want to see where it goes. So
yeah, maybe it gets better in the second issue when they introduce the other girl. I said, so far it is the weakest read. And I think that's only because it's a manga. It's not, it's not really the traditional. Well, the other 2 are kind of like more comic book action stuff.
It's very different. It's very different from the other 2. Yeah.
Who's to say that the second issue might be better? It's just like the case of Ultimate Spider-Man.
Might be.
But
all right.
I don't know. I'd rather watch it as an anime though.
The top 3 comics I got this week. Number 3 is Shazam. This is number 9, Don't Fear the Creeper. I had a lot of fun with this. This was a really fun issue. I forgot for a minute that Jack Ryder was the Creeper too. I forgot, and then the way he like tricks him into becoming Shazam, I thought was pretty clever. You know, Creeper, how he's like talking about like eating people, and Shazam's like, he's not serious. He doesn't mean it. He's not going to eat people. This was just fun. I think this is the last issue that Mark Waid is working on also.
Yeah. Josie Campbell's in the next one.
Josie Campbell takes over, so we're going to see how that goes. I did laugh. The last bit, the Metamorpho gag at the end, I thought that was a nice touch. That was a lot of fun.
On the Don't Fear the Creeper, did they have a lot of cowbells in it?
I don't think so.
Like Eloise, I keep hearing people saying that it's a self-insert for the X-Men book, but I don't get the self-insert.
I didn't catch it.
I've never heard anybody say bad things about Peach Momoko the person either. I mean,
yeah.
I don't know what.
I mean, her art's not my cup of tea, but from what I heard, she's not like a Mark Waid or a Donny Cates or anything.
If you don't mind putting in the chat, Eloise, what did she do?
And our shout out to all the 18 people who are watching here right now. It's all on you, Zach. It's on your shoulders. Don't fuck this up.
You know what? I got another book that nobody got, and I gotta say I enjoyed it. I have an issue or two with it, but I enjoyed it.
No.
I enjoyed it a lot.
There goes the numbers.
I got Spectacular Spider-Man issue number 1 from what's his name? It's not even on the cover. You know, was it Greg Weisman? Greg Weisman. I got this one. I got the Todd Knock one.
We just lost 3 people. Instantly showed the book.
Jesus.
I'm sorry. I thought it was a blast. I had fun with it. Listen, it's Peter Parker, and he just wants to get together and just hang out with Miles, like not as superheroes, but just as like a mentor, mentee, just like human interaction. He's like, yeah, we'll hang out. We'll hang out at the Coffee Bean, which was nice. A nice little Coffee Bean callback. They put, you remember Kenny from the Ultimate Spider-Man? Like the big guy, the bald guy? Yeah. He's in this. He's a barista at the Coffee Bean. They actually wrote him into the main universe. It was actually, as a former barista, the Coffee Bean parts were really fun to read. Just Peter trying to become like a regular and get them to remember his coffee was pretty funny.
As soon as you dropped the book down, we got the 16.
Now, I got to say, okay, using the Coffee Bean isn't as good a callback as individual because
I understand that.
Every writer knows about the Coffee Bean. So they'll use that as like a default setting, especially considering most comics take place in coffee shops and bistros today anyway.
That's true. Thank you, Mariko Tamaki. But I haven't read a modern Spider-Man book in a while, so I'm thinking back from like Stan Lee, that era of Spider-Man, and seeing Coffee Bean back there. I was like, oh, hey, Coffee Bean.
It is the Gargoyles writer.
They do also have the villain. I thought it was Miles Warren Jackal. That turns out it's not. It is a Jackal. We don't think it's they don't think it's the regular Miles Warren Jackal. But they did do a call out or a callback to where there's 2 Professor Warrens. Miles Warren, who is the Jackal, and then he has a brother who is like Peter's high school science teacher.
Yeah. There was him.
So that gets referenced in here as well.
Professor Warren.
Because Miles is like, wait, Professor Warren, like the Jackal, and Peter's like, no. This is the scientist. This is the science teacher guy, not the crazy guy, the Jackal. But anyway, Humberto Ramos's art in here was also fantastic. I like him for Spider-Man. I do. I'm not going to apologize for it. I thought he was great. Here's my
apologize.
Now. Here's my problem. Here's the issue I have with this book, and I'm not sure if it's setting off a payoff for something down the road. I thought it was confusing though. They have several pages in here that have nothing to do with the rest of the story. It's like there'll be Peter and Miles fighting the Jackal.
Crack it open. Let's see some of the interior.
Okay, let me show you.
And I get to meet Humberto Ramos at the end of next month.
Tell him that he's got a fan in Baton Rouge.
Tell him he needs give Peter some more cheeseburgers. He's looking a little too anorexic.
He looks like a bug. That's how he's supposed to look. Anyway.
Wait, a bug?
Like a bug. Okay, so here's issue number. All right, here we go. Page number 1.
Spiders are not bugs, you idiot.
Yeah, they're bug. They're not insects.
They're not insects, but insects and arachnids are both called bugs. Anyway, so here we go. Peter and Miles fighting this hulked out jackal guy. Okay, but here's example number 1. Then it goes. Meanwhile, and it goes to like this courtroom scene. There's this guy. He's on the stand. They're swearing him in. He's like, "Nah, I'm just gonna lie." And the judge is like, "What?" And this guy's like, "Yeah, that's right. I'm cool." And it's just like it has nothing to do with the overall story. I was like, maybe this is the Prowler. Maybe this is like a B story. No, it does not get brought up again the rest of the issue. Then it goes down. Then we go a little bit more. Okay, there's more jackal fight. There's Peter and Miles at ESU going to Coffee Bean. Here's another callback. Eugene Flash's ex-girlfriend, Shashen, shows up.
I gotta ask, is this connected to the Spider-Man game?
Shashan.
Is this...
No, I don't think so.
Not
from what I can tell.
Okay.
Not part of the Spider-Man game, no. But anyway, so it goes on a little bit, and then boom, it goes to like some Broadway musical, and it's just like again, nothing to do.
It's Hamlet.
With the overall story. Hamilton, I don't know.
Hamilton, whatever that is, yeah, the one they did.
It has nothing to do with the overall story. So I don't know if this is like a payoff down the road. They do show there's like an ad that someone sees that's like, hey, join this, blah, blah, blah study or something and get paid for it. You know, like colleges will have those studies they pay people to do. Maybe these people sign up for that. Now, here's the most annoying one. I say annoying loosely. It's in Italy. Meanwhile, in Italy, it's these two girls, and they're reconnecting. It's like,
and there you go.
So, nothing preachy. I mean, they don't say, oh, those men are terrible. It's just
but it was just randomly included in there for what reason?
Randomly included, along with those other 3 scenes. They were all annoying because they all had nothing to do with the story. I was like, I don't understand these.
Sounds like editorial is just, hey, can we just have a random scene here? Sure, add this.
I'm also just now noticing they put Gail Simone in the Coffee Bean.
Yeah,
it looks like Gail Simone
because she's fat.
No, because she had the red hair and the glasses
and the fat.
It could be Kelly Sue DeConnick as well.
I did not say that.
Well, so Kathleen Kennedy called Greg, whatever his name is, said, "What? Nice."
Yeah, I know that is a Fantastic Four I will be picking up.
And just like the George Perez variant, I will not read that issue either, but I will get that one.
It'll look good framed on the wall, right?
But it's nice to note they put 2 chicks in it. It made them gay.
Like I said, not just that one page, but all 3 of those pages to me were annoying because you already only have so many pages to tell the story with. If this is going to be something like that takes place over a period of issues, like you need to let people know, like, or do it better. Do it better, Greg.
Well,
anyway,
I mean,
I had fun with it though. I thought it was a fun Spider-Man issue. Wasn't super serious. It wasn't a whole lot of there was no Mary Jane and Paul. So that was a win.
I have a problem with having a story with Miles and Peter teaming up and fighting against things. I like the video game for that.
Well, it wasn't. They weren't supposed to team up. It just kind of happened by accident. Peter was like, "Yeah, we're not going to be doing this to fight." I mean, obviously, that's going to be the long form.
Did somebody help Spider-Man? And they both shut up.
They actually do. They address that. They're like, "Am I going to call you Manhattan and you're going to call me Brooklyn?" They're like, "No, we'll just call each other Spider-Man." And if a third one shows up, then we're in trouble.
There was a guy on the ground. He said, "Help me!" And they had Miles coming down one side of the building and Peter on the other, like the Flashes. I'm coming. I'm coming. And then, right before they get there, they cut to 2 girls kissing because that's a comic book. Gay fatigue is a thing.
I had fun with it. Which, what did we say? That's all that counts. Anyway, my number 1 book this week. It's this
3.
It is Batman, the Batman First Night.
What number is that?
Number 1.
Number 1.
There were 3 number 1s this week.
First Night, the Batman.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt. Are you not reading the Superman book?
No. I'm gonna probably wait for the trade on that.
Okay.
This was freaking dynamite, though, man. I love like Maltese Falcon, Casablanca, like all those old black and white movies, like T.C. Turner Classic Movie stuff. This was like, I was reading through a script for one of these movies. It was amazing. Reading all the dialogue and like how the girl in the club was calling the goons mooks and stuff. It was just, oh my gosh, this was incredible. The art, I thought this was Steve Epting for a second. I had to go back and read the. Oh wait, no, it's not Steve Epting. It's this other guy, Mike. It really does look. And I even went through some of the old Fantastic Fours I had that he drew. I was like, holy cow, this guy looks like he's studied from him. Just a good fun. If you like period pieces, like the 30s or 40s or whatever, this is just dynamite. I also like how they reference. Oh, by the way, now he doesn't say who these people voted for. But he does reference, that there were American Nazi sympathizers in New York. Doesn't talk about who they voted for, which is fine. But I feel like there's a lot of people that don't know that when they read this, they'll be like, what?
Batman showing up at the brothel. And he's like,
the brothel bit was pretty cool, I thought, because this is a Batman who's like, he knows it's bad, but he's not just he's not Superman, obviously. He knows he needs like those seedy underworld connections. So he's like, listen, I'll let you operate, or at least that's the vibe I got. He's like, I'll let you operate, but you got to give me information. But I like how he's like, he flies away or he's swinging away. And the girl's like, don't be too rough on the pimp. He lets me have the weekends off or the nights off with my kid. And he's just like, oh, employer of the year.
Yeah,
but
because
there was one thing he said for now. So that's sort of, meaning that he probably.
Yeah.
But I did. The reason I bring up the brothel thing because some guy was beating on one of the girls and they threw him on the club, and they said, like, I love how they it's like, what we're gonna do to you, types like you, we're not gonna beat you up. We're not gonna do that stuff, but you're gonna give us all your money now, or we're gonna tell your wife about your extra curricular activities, and basically blackmail him. And then, of course, as Batman goes out to get the information from this guy because he wants, you heard anything? If anybody's heard anything, it's a CD place down there. And basically, like, the guy says, like, hey, Batman, I run a clean establishment here. We protect the girls. We don't let them on that H shit, like the other ones would, It's like, if you get rid of me, there's always someone worse, So I kind of like the exchange they had about that. It's also the first time I've seen somebody mention the word heroin, but I'm calling it heroin. They call it H.
That's true. I don't know if I've ever seen that before. That's pretty.
Which is what it was called at some point.
Yeah.
When it wasn't being called smack.
Yes. All right. Which one of you lovely gentlemen with your cameras off want to go next?
That's right. Get my face off of here.
I guess I can go.
All right. See you later.
We used that joke last week.
I know.
But it still fits. Because he didn't leave.
All right. I have 1, 2, 3, 6. That's a back issue. My number 6. This. I did absolutely no research on it going in, and I grabbed this cover because it wasn't a Peach Momoko cover, not knowing that Peach Momoko wrote and drew it. My problem is this: I was expecting Ultimate Spider-Man type stuff, and the art in there, the story in there, how good it was. But no, I mean, I'm not a big fan of what is that stuff called?
Manga. And if you're gonna do manga, fine, great, but I want my stuff that's not. So I don't intend on getting a second issue, but maybe. That's okay. Yeah, the Ultimate Avengers comes out fairly soon. I think in June.
They're doing an Ultimate Avengers?
Yeah. it's called Ultimates, not Ultimate Avengers. Denny something is doing the writing.
It's gonna be it's gonna dealing with Tony, right?
Tony and Steve and Thor and
Iron Lad.
Yeah.
I don't know what his name is. But,
I can take that MKF. And he was also
Davis Rives.
he was also in Raiders. He was also Sala in Raiders.
And
Denise Camp.
He also played the Kingpin in Trial of the Incredible Hulk.
Yes, he did. Yes, he did.
He was Sala in Indiana Jones.
Yeah, that's just what I said. And he with sunglasses. He had a Kingpin with sunglasses and a goatee and a lot of hair. Number 5. Pretty good. Hoping it was related to the movie, which I've not seen. I tried to go find it on Amazon last night.
It's supposed to be, from the build-up I saw, it's supposed to be where it takes place 20 years later after the events of the movie, or 40 years later.
Pretty much what I was sounds like, because they're talking about like grandfathers being the original character. I went to look it up on Amazon, and they all like it's not free yet, so I'm gonna have to get that at some point. But this is good.
Alrighty.
Hey, what's up?
Sort of one guy in there sort of looks like John Carpenter. Did he have something to do with the remake?
I don't think so, but apparently there's a lot of John Carpenter books that are out, but I don't know if he has anything to do with them.
And I guess this is 4. Under Heist, number 2. I read it. I'm gonna have to go back and read number 1 again because I forgot about a lot of what happened in number 1. So it was quite interesting, but I'm going, huh? What happened again? So I'm gonna have to go dig out number 1. Number 3. Night People. Good book. And yeah, I was like, is that supposed to be a guy? As who was saying that was supposed to be a guy? You thought it was a guy at first? Are you, Breen?
No, that was Vangman.
Oh, but yeah, I was sort of, it took me a second too. I was just like, but yeah, this is a really good book. I enjoyed it. I did catch the thing at the end where they were saying that they got caught, but I'm sure they'll escape at some point. But and then number 2, Pine and Merrimack, and I sort of liked the little bit of the backstory, and the whole furry thing was just that came completely out of left field for me, and I just thought that was hilarious because she was she was hired because a lady thought that her husband was cheating on her because he was going out hunting for a night with his friends, and he'd come back the next day. And so he just thought it was kind of a cheating thing, but it turns out it's a huge furry convention. And it was, I thought that was.
And no one would have noticed had they locked the door, as the sign said. It says, please lock the door after.
That part just had me rolling. I mean, it was just, I don't know what it was, but it was great. And number 1 for the trifecta.
Oh, cool.
This is the $6.99 version.
Yep.
Now, everything that you guys said on here is I agree with completely. I love the art. I love the story. There's only one tiny little thing. I don't know if you guys remember this scene where he's getting talked to the rabbi.
Yeah.
And the same thing that Zach did say something about that, about mentioning the what do you call it? The
religious part.
The people voting for the fascism and all that stuff. It sort of maybe interpreted a little bit as a dig at somebody, but that was not
the rabbi didn't know who he was, but he said living in where he's from, he's like he thought God's would be better, but it turns out there's Nazis here too, and what's going on there, and he's Jewish.
Yeah.
And when he saw Batman, bring him in, and he's had a conversation about him.
Yeah.
So it wasn't really a dig. It's just basically a dig at Nazis.
Yeah, and so I mean, that wasn't
I know what you're trying to say is you thought it might have been a dig on Trump.
Yeah.
But Dan Jurgens is conservative.
Yeah, through and through.
Oh, really? Okay.
He's a good enough writer. Yeah, good writers can do that without attaching their own personal politics to something.
Yeah, and
that's something that leftist writers cannot separate.
And I did notice that they were playing both sides on it and not drawing any.
Yeah.
They were able to just sit there and make it. Okay, here's one person saying this, one person saying this. The story isn't saying, the story is saying yes.
Well, so. They talk about the Nazis being evil, and then you had the two cops making the joke about the headless guy and Gordon. Like, yeah, it was just like it wasn't like anti-government. It wasn't also, but it also wasn't like pro-Nazi or stuff.
And I did really like the whole. The cops are absolutely dirty in this one.
Oh yeah.
And one thing, Gordon at one point, because he hadn't met Batman yet. He's talking to somebody about Batman, and he says, "I'd like to think that the Batman is a cop."
Yeah.
Because that was going to restore his faith in the cop.
He was talking to Bruce as they're driving in this car.
Oh yeah.
That's a conversation. And Bruce, it's like, "Oh, are you sure he's not a cop?"
And I love the story. And if you were able to get if this was like, if they were to replace floppies and just do this, and this is like this once a month, once every other month, for the price point of this, or maybe $1 more, I'd be down for it, because quality over quantity, as far as I'm concerned. This is just something you do that with Batman, you do that with whoever, and however good it is, that would be I'd pay.
The other cover.
Oh, sorry. The brothel. That's also another thing. That struck me as so cool, is because that's how because Batman has contacts, and back then that would be something that he'd do. It's like Zach said. I love that just because it's like, okay, I don't want to do this, but. And he also kept him in line saying, yeah, this is going to go for now. We're going to go for this for now. But if you step out of line, I'm going to have to take care of business.
I mean, it makes sense. All Gotham's elites are sick perverts. Of course, they're gonna begin to spend their money there. So just like Underground Casino, same thing.
Yeah, and it's just the whole little flapper girl was just like, hey, wait a minute. I was laughing, which is, it gives me a night off, gives me the weekend off so I can see my kids. I was laughing my head off.
It kind of reminded me of those who watch Hell on Wheels. There was a guy who ran around a brothel, and he basically was good to his girls. He didn't treat them as property and stuff like that. So it kind of I got flashbacks of watching that show back in the day.
Yeah.
But anyway. It seems like Mr. Breen's ready. He's got his camera on and everything. Let's throw him to the wolves.
Quick story. When the Death of Superman storyline was going, Dan Jurgens was writing one of the books, and Louise Simonson was writing one of the books. And she would say they didn't align politically, but got along very well. And they said the way Dan Jurgens would indulge the fact that he was conservative was he had President Clinton be all in on the Hank Henshaw Superman, who ended up being a mass murderer. And back then you could disagree politically and get along with each other. And Louise Simonson said she got a kick out of that. And anywho, I did pick up the facsimile.
I mean, I have the collection, the Demon's Days hardcover bound.
But that wouldn't include the Batgirl story where where the future of fashion depended on whether or not one designer showed up at a show in a mini, a midi, or a maxi.
Yep.
And fashion killers were trying to take her out because they bet on one of the three. So that's storytelling, kids.
That's storytelling.
Apparently, there is an archive. It's just all the Batgirl backup stories.
There is. I've actually got 2 Batgirl omnibuses.
No.
Omnibuy. Yes.
Whoa. I mean, today would be Omnibuy.
Omnibuy, yes. Number 5, Night People. I think we've pretty much talked this to death, so there's no reason for me to really add anything to it.
That's the main cover.
I would have liked a little better art. Yeah, it's if you're gonna pay $5 for something, I think as a consumer you have a right to expect a little bit. I mean, there were some panels that were good, and other ones just like, this guy's got a ways to go. Number 4, Pine and Merrimack. A couple pages in, I'm like, man, I think this is starting to slip. But then it kind of course corrected and moved the story along. And I like the fact that, and I like the happy couple. I'm all for that because you don't see that in comics. I mean, she's the boss, but only because he allows it, not because she's got his balls in her purse. And when they stumble upon the thing they're there to stop, and they realize how over their head they are, a fact that's made crystal clear when the girl gets her throat cut.
Yep.
And it's like, holy fuck, now what? And
only after they fight Jay did they pull the fire alarm. They're like, screw it, we're still gonna do it anyway. I'm like, damn cultists.
Yeah, so this was, I said this. I'm still liking this and looking forward to the next issue. Number 3, Superman 78. It's just fun, simple story. Yeah, it's it's just nice. I mean, I like Venditti's writing. I like just fun. I mean, we talked about that. 1 issue left. We know how it ends. It was kind of neat to see, smarmy Lex because because you could channel Gene Hackman, as he's talking. So that's
for me. It's every time Venditti comes out with a Superman book, 78. He proves to me that he should be writing the ongoing main Superman titles.
I'm happy with what's taking place in Superman right now, at least in the Superman book. But I would trade Williamson for Venditti in a heartbeat.
Yep.
But at least that's one of the few. I mean, there's very few in continuity books at either one of the 2 companies that I'll go near, and Superman's one of them. So
he did Superman tomorrow, Man of Tomorrow. That was with the online digital one.
Yeah.
DC, and it was fantastic. It's collected in trade format. You can get.
Number 2, Torpedo, 1972.
Didn't you hear about this one?
I heard about it. I wasn't planning on getting it. Yule mentioned it last night. And you notice no one knows who the writer is because it's from the artist of 100 Bullets.
Exactly. I saw that.
Eduardo Rizzo, I love his art. And the storytelling, there's the guy writing this is definitely, okay, I'm blanking on the writer's name.
Enrique Sanchez?
No, the writer of 100 Bullets.
Oh,
Brian Azzarello.
Thank you. Who basically has one story, and it was 100 Bullets. But this guy writes like him, and it's basically this guy is.
It is him under a different name.
This guy's working on a story about supposedly this crime family's father was killed. Well, it wasn't supposedly. It was killed, decades ago, and it was unsolved, and rumors have abounded. It was by an assassin named Torpedo. Well, they find this guy. He's an old man now, but he still has some chops, and he basically sells them the information on who the actual killer is. Blah blah blah. And this guy, his girlfriend is a photographer. She books a session with this Torpedo guy, to take some, still shots, and at the end of it, he rapes her. So
Dang.
to get back at the guy for doing it,
Hardcore.
her boyfriend, basically outs him as the killer, and which is not, it may or may not be true, and so it ends with he's going after the family again. So there's, this now the girl, like I said, it's, if you're familiar with Azzarello's art, I don't know why he would get the idea to rape her after the photography session.
Jeez.
She's there's a line here where she goes, you want a seat in that chair? Would you like something to drink? I have everything. And the guy goes, so I see. She's, right in front of him with her little hot pants on, but this is good. It said it's from Ablaze, and this, to me, infinitely superior to The Agent. So we'll see how this goes, but I'm definitely going to stay with this. And then number one, because now it almost can't not be. It's good story, phenomenal art. It's pretty paint by numbers, but it's, I don't know really what else you could do to set up what's going on, because if you're retelling the origin and going back to his earliest appearances, I think this, I have no major complaints about this issue, and I love this cover.
Mm-hmm.
I'm amazed that DC can still do stuff like this with all the absolute shit they're publishing.
I wonder if they saw how well people were talking about as far as Jurgens on his Lord of the Jungle
don't
run.
care. They shit. They don't care. They're probably angry at him because there are no gays or lesbians in this. Because
there's no way
not to beat the dead horse, but that's all they care about at DC. And Marvel.
Give it an issue. We'll have Montoya.
Yeah, well,
and she'll be dating a guy. And she'll be dating a guy.
Harvey Dent.
But yeah, so that's no back issues. That's my top 5.
All right, Joe.
Yeah.
Yo, Joe.
Sup? I have not been sleeping this whole time. I don't know. I might have been. I don't know where I'm at right now. But
I thought you're in Japan.
Well, I am there, but we'll see. So what is it? Of course, I don't do floppies anymore, but I picked up some trades that I ordered from In-Stock Trades.
You like the hard stuff, okay? We get it.
I did the video. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I got some trade paperbacks and stuff, which is really fun. So of course, the Flash Volume 18, 1 Minute War.
Yo, let's go. That's a good one.
Apparently, Jeremy Adams he's doing a giveaway. His next con is showing up, dude, and that's one of the prizes they're gonna have him and Tim Sheridan. They're gonna have you can put your name in the hat, and then whoever's in the crowd during the panel, they're gonna call your name out, and that's one of the prizes.
Do the losers get Green Lantern?
I don't know, but if it's signed by getting that, it's awesome. Imagine getting signed Tim Sheridan's like, I'm not here, not present.
I don't know about Tim Sheridan, wouldn't mind Jeremy Adams' signature and stuff like that. Hey. But of course, I'm sure people who read The Flash, they know 1 Minute War. For me, Jeremy Adams' best story in the entire run. Just absolutely enjoyed that story.
Hey,
so
Joe?
Yeah.
Someone wants to know, Nihongo hanashimasu?
Nihongo skoshi desu. Onegaishimasu.
There you go, MK. I think that was just for you.
Just a little bit.
But why do you call him an asshole, though?
I certainly did not, sir. Most certainly did not.
He'll never know.
Well, he understands, a little bit here and there, but there we go. So, so of course, got the Flash. So,
Then I got what is it? Ultraman, Mystery of the Ultra 7 trade paperback. Where I had the first two, really enjoyed that. This is written by Kyle Higgins, who of course brought back Power Rangers via Boom Studios, and art by Mac Room. And I just love Mac Room's artwork. It just fits, that sort of tokusatsu anime like cartoon style that just like it's really good.
The pose they're hunched over in the rain, and there's lightning behind them. It's very classic, real like a lot of these
absolutely
mangas.
You got some clashing going on between Ultraman, Ultra 7. What's up? So I'm a big Ultraman fan. The only thing I did not like about this, there's like one thing I didn't like about this. So on the spine, right, for Rise of Ultraman and Trial of Ultraman, they have 1 and 2, but this one they skipped the 3, so there's no number on this one.
I hate it when they do that with books, like especially
I put it on
series.
the shelf, and it drives me freaking crazy.
So you know what I do?
Who has these bright ideas?
So you know what I do?
I don't know.
OCD much, both of you?
Just take a magic marker, write it on there.
It's not the same. The font's different. Everything doesn't
Yeah.
look the same.
Cook, all right. So then go online, find out what font they have.
Consistency in my trade dressing.
It's not just with trades. They do it with like DVDs too. Like if you get boxes of seasons, like there'll always be that one season where the letters are different or something.
Let's change up the graphics and stuff.
Yeah. It's like, you mother lover. You had one job.
That's right. And what is it? Continuing on, we've also got Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Recharge volume number 3.
Do you know what's worse than having the number numbers in there? It's where the titles are all at the top here and then one's at the bottom. It's fine. That's worse. But continue.
Yeah. So yeah. So this one, it's good.
10,000 years.
Yep, 10,000 years. Yeah, I will tell you though, I was actually pretty surprised. I wasn't sure how Melissa Flores was going to do when she took over for Ryan Parrott in the Power Rangers books, but she's actually doing a pretty damn good job. Like I'm really like, it was a good transition and stuff. And of course, the story she's telling in here is, of course, Rita Repulsa. Obviously, she's back, but she's not Rita Repulsa anymore. She got like supercharged with like evil magic. Now she's Mistress Vile, and she's just like freaking bringing like war down to earth. Like she sent, like in the last volume, like she sent Lord Zed like freaking just crawl into the Rangers asking them for help. Because I mean,
did they ever do an origin story for her, like a backstory?
In the comics, yes, they absolutely did. Yes.
Okay.
It's actually really good because sort of a thing where they developed her character further and stuff and showed her that she wasn't always obviously a bad person, but then
she worked a dead end job that caused her to go evil.
Yeah, exactly. No, that's not what really happened.
Pushing papers all day.
But it's actually a good story. It's actually a good story. I always recommend the Power Rangers books to people because they're just like really fun. Yeah. And we got Power Rangers Unlimited Call to Darkness. I haven't read this one yet. Like out of these ones so far, I haven't read Mystery of Ultra 7 or this one, but of course I read The Flash and stuff.
Kind of looks like Sean Gordon Murphy right there on the girl.
A little bit.
Yeah, I'm not sure. Let me see.
No, he's not on there.
No, he's not on there. But yeah. I mean, it's just basically like like the last Power Rangers Unlimited. It's like just kind of like a limited like pseudo anthology kind of thing where it's like it's a few different stories just kind of packed in here to give some context to like certain character origins and things like that. Those are really fun. I really enjoy those. And then the big one that I'm reading right now is Black Science Compendium from Rick Remender, because what is it? I had a buddy of mine, Trevor Fernandez Lenkovich. He pitched me this book. He said, go read that if you've never read Rick Remender before. And then another buddy of mine, also a friend of Jeff's and myself, Alan, he's a big fan of Rick Remender books, especially like he was hyping up to the class. And I was like, I've never really read a Rick Remender book before. So I decided, give this one. And I don't know if any guys have read Black Science either. Has anyone?
Never. No.
Yes, I have. No.
Okay. Well, yeah. So, I mean, I can honestly recommend this. Like, think about it this way. Lost in space, but they're in the multiverse. or well, they call it the Omniverse in this book, but it's pretty freaking crazy and stuff. And you get introduced to your main cast, and then of course, almost by like the third issue, like so many of them are already dead. Like nobody's safe in this book. It feels like. So it's just like this book just goes balls to the walls crazy. Like they get trapped. Like there's even, I'll say this. I don't want to say too much because I don't want to spoil it in case anyone wants to read it. But there is one world that they go on early on in the book where there's these frog people, and they actually have like female frog strippers in a scene. That was like really freaking crazy.
Where the turtles?
It's a pretty beefy book too. 43 issues together.
I like that. You can fit a gun inside that book.
Oh yeah, for sure. But yeah, and I've gotten almost to the halfway point, and it's been one of my like favorite reads so far.
So you lose the bookmark as your daughter.
Hey, all I gotta do is remember the chapter. Good to go. Plus, I keep all my books that I'm reading like high up where she can't reach it.
There you go.
Just pull the shelf. No.
I'm using height against her in order.
And also, it doesn't have anything to do with the Little Mermaid, so she probably doesn't want to look at it.
Yeah. Well, also sometimes she looks at my comic books on my shelf and stuff like that, some of my trades and whatnot, and she goes, "Hey, Dad, is this a grown-up book or can I read this?" And I'll just be like, "Nope, that's a grown-up book, sweetie. What about this one? That's a grown-up book too, honey. How about this one? Nope, they're all grown-up books. You can't read any of them. I'm sorry."
What about the boys?
The Boys is the only one I'll let her read. She just loves Homelander. I think he's just the greatest ever.
It's funny that actor. Nobody will notice he first appeared on Xena. Nice.
Yep, and he was also.
So it's weird.
Also in a cop show where he's a criminal.
No, but I'm saying he first appeared on Xena, and where did Butcher first appear? Over on Hercules. Let's share journeys.
There you go. He would also be the perfect Albert Wesker in a Resident Evil movie, but Hollywood will never make that happen because he's too good for that role.
No.
He'd be too good for that role. But yeah, there you go. There's my trades for this time.
All right, guys. I hope you guys had fun. It's kind of cool that we actually had all these people here. We're happy to have you here too as well, because a lot of times we just ramble on and it's like 4 people or 10. But we seem to be forming a cult here, which is great.
Yes. Once I return to the U.S., we will meet in, I don't know, the forest hills of, I don't know, Colorado, like the mountains of Colorado or something, in like a secluded area, and there's where we'll perform our comic book rituals and stuff.
Now, I assume you are speaking in jest there. Are you permanently in Japan?
No. We're only here for September 2025. We are out.
5 years. You've been there for almost.
Yeah, we will have been here 5 years by the time we leave. Yeah.
Wow.
It doesn't even feel like you left.
I thought the terms were only 4 because you left in late 2020, and that would have been left at 2024. I mean,
yes, but
they asked if they could stay away from you for 1 extra year.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Well, yeah, there's these wonderful things in the military called extensions.
Yes, and then having the child, then they had the extension, right?
I mean, we just asked for an extension and we got it. So.
Yeah.
And they had her before she left anyway, but they probably wanted to keep her away from me.
They probably have another one, you know.
Oh, no, we just want to keep her away from the U.S. school systems. That's all.
He's gonna come back with like 2 more kids. Joe's gonna have like 2 more kids he adopted.
We're thinking about it.
As long as he doesn't adopt.
We're thinking about getting a little Takashi or something.
Your name is Cassie. Not the little girl's name is Cassie Lang.
Just make sure they're not refugees from War World, or Venkman will hate them.
Yeah. Venkman hates adopted alien children.
Venkman.
And then
I expected better of you.
Well,
why?
That's a good point too.
You know, I'll care about your opinions when you show up 6 months from now, okay?
25 is going to be a year and 6 months.
Exactly.
Yep, 1 year and 6 months. You got it.
Because when's the last time? Go back. I get challenge anyway. Go back. When's the last time Joe was on this channel?
I think he was still living in the States, wasn't he?
No, that's.
I mean, that was probably about a good 6 months ago, maybe.
It seems that way.
It seems like that, yeah.
It might be. I don't know.
Within the last,
and who's been bugging you the past
it was
few
still
months
20.
to get
Like
on
I know it was still 2023.
I just laugh because it's like, I'm like Geekeasy. You know, Joe can show up. He doesn't have to show books. You know, Breen might have 1 or 2 books the most. You know, there's times where Breen doesn't have any books. He still shows up.
A lot of that has just been my Fridays have just been taken up because I've been teaching karate to a student for like extra sessions and stuff like that. We were getting ready for our karate test and an upcoming tournament in June, so we've been just doing a lot of like. Yeah, exactly. I mean, this past Saturday, I took my black belt test in Kyokushin karate. So I had to go like 10 rounds of full contact sparring and like.
Wait, what is that down there? Marania says I support RDV, and is this like the fake kid Superman brought back?
Like,
well, but does Marvel Comics know that you, as a white Westerner, are teaching karate in Japan?
There is some drama on that. We don't want to
what
talk
I'm doing now.
I said you'll know when they find out because Joe will make his next appearance and he'll be Asian.
Yeah.
And I don't think we want to talk about drama.
I might be an Asian
behind the scenes.
I might be an Asian female next time. Yeah.
That would be hilarious if all of a sudden on your channel, you had a guy fill in for you.
That would be good.
Josan.
Oh no, I've thought about having my wife sit down and say I'm the new and improved, more diverse Joe.
Wow, that video got a lot of views.
Yeah, you might even get what's her name? If you don't like my politics, don't buy my politics lady watching.
The Conic?
Yeah,
I think that's what he means. Yeah.
I didn't remember her name.
I probably should know this, but is your wife Asian?
Yes.
I guess that makes sense. Now she's gender swap Joe and diverse. You know, she's
very nice lady too. She actually admits to knowing me in public, which means that she's very nice. And
she beat you up already?
I would have said charitable. Wes's wife is Asian also.
Yeah, seems to be a popular thing I find with people. You know, a lot of people I know with Asian wives.
Yeah, and he's being racist because he wants to destroy her culture.
Oh my god! That was something that happened back in that was something that was said back in 2016 to me outside of a mall.
I say it's
in Austin.
I understand why it's getting harder and harder to get a Russian male order bride. You know, but
in Russia, bride orders you.
Oh, that's the thing I heard about too.
Isn't that what happened to Steven Seagal?
So I think it's YouTube or Twitch said they're no longer paying out their content creators that are in Russia. So if you live in Russia and you're on YouTube or Twitch, no longer you're getting paid.
Dang, that's harsh, man.
I know it's like okay. How about Ukraine then? You know, don't pay them either.
That's fine.
Yeah, right. So, what's up from over on Twitch? We got here. If it loads up. It won't load. What the heck? There it goes. What's up, Hank Kodiak? Says, can Magneto pick up Thor's hammer? No, he cannot because.
Well, it depends on the pickup line he uses.
The Ultimate Universe, and he could in the Ultimate Universe, though.
Yeah,
he's like with magnetism, right?
Yeah,
it's still metal, so the enchantment.
Uru is a metal. So
yeah, so like
he did, and
the magic doesn't apply to.
Was it?
He's not trying to actually lift it, so metal.
Mystery into Journey into Mystery, which we did read on the channel. He did direct to change around, but he wasn't able to basically like keep physically get Thor's powers. So. All right.
Wait, did Akira Toriyama die?
Yeah, I just saw it today. My brother just sent me.
What?
68. I think he's been dead for a week.
Who's that?
The creator of Dragon Ball.
The creator of Dragon Ball Z and Dragon Ball, and like he did the design work for like Dragon Quest, like in the manuals and like the box art and shit. Like,
jeez,
big artist. I'm surprised I did not hear about that.
Now I'm worried about what's gonna happen to his.
And you're over there, and you didn't hear about it.
I know.
You live over there.
Well, even so, I mean, so many like manga and anime groups. You think that's something they'd be
That's
like
true.
they would have been posting?
It takes a 30.
think.
Well, I imagine why it takes so much
Like
longer
I
to get the word out.
knew what is it when I knew when the creator of Yu-Gi-Oh died the same day. So that's why I was kind of surprised I haven't heard about that.
I mean, I understand why it takes a while to get the word out because look how long the episodes were. Let's just say one word. Channeling up his energy, his key energy. So it's probably a delay.
Oh, well, all the articles were written one letter at a time.
Yeah, at a time. Gremlin News broke about a half an hour ago.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, so we were on here when it happened.
So what does that mean for who owns the rights then? If he's gone, that means the corporate. Does he have a corporate company that he?
Well, I would guess. What was it? Whatever publisher was.
Yeah, it was Viz, wasn't it? Viz
for the U.S.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know which company was doing it in Japan though.
I mean, I'd be horrible if like Funimation like starts like, well, we're gonna do our own now.
Funimation just does the.
They could do that. They could take the Dragon Ball GT route and it's like, okay, we're gonna do something separate.
I know. Yeah.
But yeah, rest in peace of Akira Toriyama.
Didn't Funimation do the old Super Friends show?
No, that's Filmation.
Oh, okay.
Funimation, which is now, I guess, Crunchyroll?
Yeah. Crunchyroll bought Funimation, yeah.
Yeah.
Good for them. They're also replacing all of the human who do the dub scripts. They're replacing them with AI. So we'll get more accurate dub translations.
Oh my god. Is that a real thing?
That's a real thing.
Wait.
Because Western dubbers, they'll take things and like change the characters or change the dialogue to like make it more unproblematic, and the anime fans hate it.
I hope.
Yeah, but I can't imagine AI voices would be much better.
No. AI is not gonna do the voices. AI is gonna do the translation.
Yeah, the subtitles.
Okay.
Sorry
They're gonna use like AI voices.
Can
and
you imagine?
Get rid of all the voice actors.
Here's one problem with that is that they might be using Google AI.
Yeah, I was just gonna say.
Oh yeah, Black George Washington. Yep.
Goku's not black. Oh. Right? He doesn't look Asian enough. Where Tien looked more Asian than Goku.
Once you go black, you never Goku back.
Would his heirs return his rights? Possibly, if it's in his agreement with the company. Should he pass on, it goes to his heirs.
I don't know how they do it in Japan. Like I know with One Piece, Oda has control over all of it. Like he has his own editors and staff and everything. So I don't know. I think he's like left instruction. He's left instruction with his staff in case he dies. But
it just depends on what the guy's will says. So.
How old was this Akira guy? He was what?
68.
68.
Yeah.
God, that's still young.
It's only 13 years for me. Jeez.
You have no chance then, Jeff. Sorry.
No, I'm not gonna make it that long. I can tell you that much right now.
Yeah, definitely not.
All right, I guess.
Evil. Goku goes black. Frieza would be in a lot of trouble. Yeah, see, Frieza would just get canceled. You stupid monkeys.
Goku, are you on black?
And you are no longer. Yeah.
Don't you remember Black Goku?
Oh my god! Don't shoot him. He's not black. It's one of the greatest lines in Dragon Ball Super ever. I can't believe that made it, and that actually made it through to the.
Oh my gosh. Anyway. Nothing else to talk about today. It says because I haven't seen Dune 2. I have no care to see it. If I want to watch anything with sandworms, I'll go watch Tremors.
The Dune worms in Dune were better than Tremors.
Well, you got hey. No,
I like the Graboids though.
No.
They were.
I think they said Gremlins 3. Are they doing a Gremlins 3?
Oh, that's the other the voice actor for Gremlins. The guy did like the creature stuff. He's also apparently he passed away this week too.
Yeah, he was only 64.
Oh yeah, another porn star died too as well. So, guess all kinds of celebrities are dying.
Yeah.
The new Beetlejuice movie is supposed to come out later this year too as well, unless it gets pushed back. But
Oh yeah, and don't forget the new Crow.
Yeah, I was just gonna mention that. Have you seen that awful picture?
it's Matthew Lillard playing Jared Leto playing the Crow.
Yeah. Oh, it's lighting things up there. People are saying it looks stupid, and then there's the typical responses. Oh, you guys are just haters.
Some singer named Steve died.
Names
Says
Steve
MK.
something.
I don't. It's not Steve Perry.
Steve Winwood?
It might have been Steve Winwood.
I have no idea who that is.
He's got like one big hit. That's all I
Nope.
remember seeing.
Nope, it wasn't Steve Winwood.
MK says that was it.
Oh wow, it isn't. Well, it hasn't been updated yet.
It would say the news section if whatever you're using Google or whatever.
Black Cat's like, hey, Breen, you're 60, aren't you?
People dying at 68 and 64. Don't jinx us, because then we're stuck with Geekeasy being the oldest here.
That's okay. He's not gonna last any much longer than Breen anyway.
Man,
No.
we'll have to bring on someone else. Maybe we get Captain Strangelove. Although I'm concerned about him talking about running naked in the woods and stepping on blueberries.
He's weird.
Steve Lawrence.
Steve
Morse. I don't even know who that is.
I thought he was more of a guitar player.
Oh.
Yeah, Steve Lawrence checked out a while back, I believe.
Yeah. Anyway, we are always open for more fossils to join us. Always. We'll be doing
backups.
We'll be doing some back fossils. That's pretty much the fossils every Wednesday night on our Graphic channel.
Welcome to Fossils Comics.
Sometimes there's hardly anyone there because they all took their medications early and they went to bed, and other times they're still awake.
Had to go to bed early so they can get up for the early bird special.
Pretty
or maybe
much.
they were at the early bird special.
There's nothing wrong with the early bird special.
I don't know. Unless
Denny's Grand Slam breakfast.
But
yeah, all our Denny's.
Yeah.
I think are gone here except for one.
Steve Winwood is an internet death rumor hoax.
No, I didn't know that. I just heard Steve died and Winwood came to mind before Morse, so that's the reason why I looked him up. And yeah, I said if it had been Stevie Wonder, they would have probably interrupted our live stream to tell us that.
Possibly. So, all right, I think we'll wrap it up right here. Not much to say. Joe, you got any more content coming out on your channel?
Yeah, it's got a few videos planned for next week. I'm going to see if I have time to get them out there. I'm going to try to do at least one a week, I guess. Try to get slowly back into the game a little bit. You know, I've been losing too much weight, so now it's time to sit down, make videos, and get fat again, you know, so then I can lose it again.
So Eric, when are you going to start releasing more content?
He's on like 3 streams a week. He's got lots of content.
Yeah, but he sees Jerry at least once a month or so. He can do an updated video.
Yeah, he was just on Thinking Criticals a little while ago.
Oh, Jerry was? Oh, nice.
No, Breen.
Oh, really?
I saw it.
Wait a minute.
There's a video that's got uploaded.
I mean, I don't know when it was uploaded, but I saw it a little bit ago.
No idea.
Oh wow, I thought Steve Lawrence died years ago. Maybe it was Edie Gourmet that died years ago.
Oh man.
Okay, yeah, Steve Lawrence, he wasn't a He wasn't a musician. He was a football player.
I think they're all just dying.
You've been Mandela affected.
No, he was best known for being for kissing Frank Sinatra's ass.
Yeah, the Howie Mandela effect is still in effect.
Wow, Steve Lawrence.
Still have no idea who it is.
Is it Steve Lawrence?
Yeah.
Steve Lawrence and Edie Gourmet were a popular husband and wife singing tandem. Before Captain and Tennille. But he was also known for, like I said, kissing Frank Sinatra's ass.
Literally or figuratively?
Probably both. But
get a little tongue action.
So that's where Vince got that idea from.
If you put that on TV, you can believe all the rumors about the stuff that happened behind the scenes.
We're threatening another Eglantinian goodbye here.
We are.
Really are. We're dancing.
I was looking to get to hour 3, but we're 5 minutes away.
Man,
on our trusty, but
he's not here to enjoy it. So let's.
Yeah.
I know.
Yeah.
Time of death.
Some of us have work in the morning.
10:57.
Wow. Really? Yeah. Right as you talk about the guy for Dragon Ball dying, you're like, okay, time of death.
Okay. All right. Good night, guys. And as always, stay geeky.
Stay geeky.
I guess it works on both channels because we're the Geeky Puppet Show too as well.
But don't stay Geekeasy.
Nope, not at all. I'm the only one you can't handle the Geekeasy.
Not a line of people want to try either.
Nope. There's no truer words that have been spoken in the last 10 years.
Well, I was thinking something else when you said geeks. I was going to say like geek hard, but we're good with that. Good night, guys.